Russian army officers are forcing mobilized people to sign contracts with the Ministry of Defense. Otherwise, according to mobilized soldiers, they are threatened to be sent to assault battalions, and soldiers have virtually no chance to survive in Storm Z assault units. This is how the Russian military command seeks to level the protest movement of the wives of mobilized soldiers, experts believe, since after the contracts are signed, their husbands are considered volunteers.
Well, the most stubborn mobilized soldiers can even be allowed to go home for the elections. After there are only a few of them left, it will not be a pity. And from the point of view of pre-election image-making, it will be look as if the president heard the wives, considered their demand fair and satisfied it. And it doesn't matter that the majority will not be affected, they will already be contractors by then. Abbas Galamov, political scientist, in his column in Точка.
The Kremlin's goal is to destroy the perception of Putin as an ambiguous war candidate, Galyamov said. For this purpose, authorities are ready to let a certain number of mobilized men back home. However, the wives' protest will not be completely suppressed, experts say, at least until the pseudo-election of the president.
Before the elections, the presidential administration will not risk quarreling with women, who make up more than half of the electorate and mostly Putin's electorate. On the other hand, they could not leave it without consequences, as they feared an escalation of dissent. These active wives, sisters, mothers, protesting against the fact that their sons are not being treated as promised. They attract those who haven't made up their minds yet, giving them a reason to join in.
A rally of wives of Russian soldiers was held in Moscow. It was timed to mark the 500th day since the beginning of mobilization. The women gathered in Alexandrovsky Garden at the tomb of the unknown soldier and then marched to Putin's election headquarters. The main demand was to bring the mobilized soldiers back home. The security forces warned the women about responsibility for, quote, calling for and participating in uncoordinated mass events, and detained 36 people. The Russian military are also expressing their indignation to the Kremlin head. In video messages, they complain that they spend their entire salaries to survive at the front.
The money we get, we leave it mostly here, and we have families at home. The first is the uniforms, because you go to the task once and when you come back, you have to throw away all the things, because we are always in the trenches, in the dugouts. The corpse poison that surrounds us does not go away.
According to the mobilized, they regularly buy themselves bulletproof vests and radios, and even construction materials to build camps. The Russian military has been complaining about shortages of weapons, ammunition and food since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, nor is the Federation's defense ministry concerned about the treatment and rehabilitation of the military. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Yulia Hranovska, UATV News.